From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, January 12th. And it is a Storm Track 8 weather alert day. We have pretty much everything unpleasant headed our way. Right now, heavy rain in central Indiana, even some snow in the northern parts of the state. And the big issue is we're getting a lot of rain. And then we're going to get a lot of wind. And it's just going to get colder as the day goes on. Mainly the strongest portion of these winds that could cause power outages will be from about 7 p.m. this evening into the morning, around 7 a.m. on Saturday. Expect that changeover to snow to happen early in the morning on Saturday, and then we're going to be facing a drop in temperatures. Frigid conditions expected early next week.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
Happening now, INDOT crews are dealing with rain, ready for ice, snow, and frigid temperatures. Trucks are already on the move in parts of the state, pre-treating the roads. News 8's Amisha Ramsey is looking at the plan on how to handle what's coming.
INDOT is taking proactive measures to ensure that roads are safe. It's big yellow trucks that are out on the road. Now, INDOT issued a full call out with 68 trucks equipped with tow plows to efficiently clear roads. Now, currently, they have 6,400 tons of salt ready for deployment with 70 drivers on call. However, the strategy for road treatment hinges on the ever-changing weather patterns, as participation is expected throughout the day. Now, the approach to road treatment might vary. Officials say they will evaluate winter operations now and over the weekend.
Evaluate during winter ops on Saturday evening, so around 8 p.m. at Saturday. We're going to reconvene, see if we still need our yellow trucks out. If we do, we have the plans to go about that. If not, we plan to probably take back to a partial call out if needed.
Now, INDOT is urging drivers to be cautious and slow down when you see their yellow trucks on the road. For real-time road conditions, just head over to wishtv.com for that information. I'm Amisha Ramsey for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
The Indianapolis Department of Public Works says it is ready to respond to this weekend's weather. It posted on social media crews will be ready for the change to snow Friday night, and that crews have been operating on 12-hour rotations since Tuesday. The DPW expects these long hours to last into Tuesday of next week. Protect your pets from the frigid weather and don't leave them outside. Indianapolis Animal Care Services says it will enforce city ordinances as the temperatures drop. That means dogs must be inside when it's 20 degrees or below. The agency says it will have extra officers ready to respond to calls of animals left outside. You could face a $25 fine for a first offense. The CEO of Indy Humane says when you do take your dog out on a walk, make it fast.
It gets cold like this. I mean, even if you're taking your animals out, and we know that, dogs need to go out for potty breaks, try not to keep them out for any more than 10 minutes at a time and get them back inside where it's warm. If you have animals that sometimes like to stay outside, encourage them to come in.
If you find an animal out in the cold, the city has resources to help. We've made it easy for you to find them all. Just go to wishtv.com and find this story in the As Seen On section of our website. More of our team coverage on the coming cold snap and ways to protect your home. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez went to the Peterman Brothers Plumbing Lab in Greenwood and got some advice from a plumber.
Good morning, guys. And well, one of the things they told me is one of the more common things to protect your home from freezing pipes. A lot of people know this one, to kind of leave your sink running overnight to make sure that those pipes don't freeze up. One that I didn't know about that they told me is to open up the cabinets underneath your sink. It allows for warm air to kind of circulate throughout there, especially if that wall is facing an exterior, facing the outside of your home. They're also telling you to make sure you check all the entryways and the doorways to your home, and making sure that they're sealed properly. And if your water heater is in a colder part of your home, like a garage, you may want to bring in a space heater to keep all of those pipes warm. Matthew Valentino is a manager here at Peterman Brothers and is preparing his team for an influx of burst pipe calls in the coming days. He says those repairs can end up costing homeowners anywhere from a couple $100s to upwards of $10,000.
Sometimes it's not just the plumbing side and that repair that's really costly. It's the amount of water from the burst pipes that go into your home, potential issues for mold and different things like that can really start to rack up in the dollars.
Valentino also recommends having an expert come and inspect a crawl space, especially in older homes in the fall or early winter, to point out any preventative care ahead of time of the extreme weather. One last thing you can do to protect your home is you have to step outside of your house, at least pretend we're outside, and make sure if you have any hoses attached, make sure you detach them, run any water, and if you have access to a shut-off valve, to turn that off. Reporting in Greenwood, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Wayne Township is moving closer to merging more emergency services into Indianapolis departments. The township is trying to scrape out of a deep deficit. As we reported, leaders are on a path toward a merger of the township's fire department into IFD. Trustees are also exploring a similar move with the EMS to put medics under the city control. There is additional pressure on the process as state lawmakers consider a bill that would limit how much of a say townships have in these types of mergers. The township has tried cutting back expenses by not replacing fire trucks and not granting raises, but the problem remains.
Our salary is the highest in Marion County. That's part of the challenge of how we balance the books, is we have a contract with union firefighters that guarantees them that. And so cutting expense in terms of salary is almost impossible.
A vote is set on the EMS merger in 2 weeks. The fire department merger is slated for a February vote. Marion County is in the top 20 hotspots for teen overdose deaths in the United States, with a rate 4 times the national average. This, despite U.S. officials saying numbers are flatlining across the country, as we reported yesterday. A new study in the New England Journal of Medicine says Marion County has 21 deaths per 100,000 young people. The national average is 5. The report says fentanyl is involved in at least 75% of teen overdose deaths. A clinical psychologist at IU Health says she has seen an increase in young patients who survived an overdose coming in for treatment, and that parents need to be proactive.
I think on the side of both parents and educators is having open conversations with teens about the dangers of drug use, as well as providing space for them to share their own concerns, experiences about both substance use as well as, mental health.
The study has seen drug use is down as a whole. In 2002, more than 20% of high school seniors reported using a drug that was not marijuana. That number was down to 8% in 2022. If you or someone you know is struggling, we have a list of resources on our website, wishtv.com. From my teammate, a new plea from a grieving wife directly to her husband's killer. Someone shot Richard Hamilton on I-65 1 year ago in what police have called a case of road rage. Hamilton was well known in the community as Coach Nell, a youth football coach known for his work with players on and off the field. My teammate talked to his wife yesterday. She delivered a plea to the person who did it to come forward.
It's scary because it could be anyone. It could have been me. It could have been both of us. It's hurtful. I don't know what could even bring you to that level of anger to do that to someone.
Investigators are delivering a message to the shooter, too. The state police detective on the case said, "Your days are coming. I will find you. I guarantee it." Switching gears in Colts watch, General Manager Chris Ballard has high praise for the team's head coach. Ballard delivered his season wrap on Thursday. He says he shares in the disappointment of not making the playoffs, but points out things to celebrate, including Shane Steichen's 9-8 record in his first season, despite losing starting quarterback Anthony Richardson early on.
To me, with him, what's more impressive, like there's never a lack of confidence or seed of doubt in his mind in what he's doing. And he sees the big picture. You know, this is not just a offensive coordinator that became a head coach who calls plays. No, he sees it all.
Richardson also spoke, saying he hopes to start throwing soon in his rehab from shoulder surgery. He also said that while he initially did not want the operation, he agrees that it was the best choice long term. A new round of wood from Indiana is keeping an American treasure afloat. The USS Constitution was commissioned in 1797 and is the oldest warship afloat anywhere in the world. When it needs repairs or replacements, the wood comes from the white oak trees at Crane Naval Base just southwest of Bloomington. Individual planks can be up to 45 feet long.
It's just neat to have our hands in it and know that over here in Indiana we got a little part of preserving history and that we help keep it afloat.
This week, loggers cut 4 trees, all nearly 150 years old, to ship to Boston, the home port for the Constitution. We are told the lumber from the trees will be used all throughout the ship. In your vote 2024, former President Donald Trump talks in court. Speaking for 6 minutes Thursday, he did not deliver the formal closing arguments as initially planned in his trial in New York. His legal team said the judge's conditions on the closing were not reasonable. Instead, Trump delivered a long critique of the judge, the prosecutor, and the trial before the judge cut him off. The judge indicated he will deliver a decision in the case next week. The U.S. and United Kingdom strike back against Houthi rebels in Yemen. This is the first time the U.S. has taken military action after weeks of attacks from the Iranian-backed militants in the Red Sea. More than a dozen sites were bombed in a massive retaliatory strike. The U.S. Air Force says it hit more than 60 targets. The strikes are in response to the Houthi attacks against international ships in the Red Sea.
And so these strikes were specifically targeting facilities that were known to have radars, missiles, and UAV capabilities that have enabled the Houthis to conduct these strikes. So going forward, the intent here is to degrade and disrupt their ability to do this going ahead in the future.
President Biden says he will not hesitate to order future strikes if needed. Happening today here in Indiana, Indianapolis Public Schools will celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy with a tribute ceremony. It's at Crispus Attucks High School near downtown. The ceremony is called Courageous Conversations Required and will be live streamed on the district's YouTube. It will feature several speakers, student groups, and a choir performance. It starts at 10 this morning. And a reminder, Indianapolis Public Schools will be closed on Monday for MLK Day. City of Fishers is also collecting food in honor of Dr. King this weekend. City says local food banks need canned fruits, vegetables, boxed pasta, peanut butter, jelly, salad dressing, and cereal. Glass donations will not be accepted. City leaders say people can help by donating at several drop-off sites. They're the Hamilton East Public Library, Fishers YMCA, City Services Building, and the Fishers Parks headquarters. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and like us on Facebook.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.